Yo, good morning, everybody. Hold on a second. I think I just got an update. Please share the feed. If you're seeing this now, please share the feed. Hey, good morning, Salvatore. All right, I'm just making sure I didn't get any new news before we do the news, you know. A lot of stuff for tomorrow, too. I wouldn't call it a late start today. It's just that life on life's terms. A lot going on at home, a lot going on in the office. All good things. Just really busy. And, you know, half the time, our lives, we are like trying to convince ourselves that the grass is greener on the other side, or trying to convince ourselves how to be happy with what we got, right? But what I'm going to recommend to all of you today is a well-balanced diet. Try to have a comparable amount of goals if you're going to have an amount of expectations. You feel what I'm saying? Good morning to everybody. It's a new start to the week. It's a new start to the season. Man, I'll tell you what. I started this whole Swarmy Fest 3 thing with Richie like a month ago. We started talking about, you know, getting bands for it. And we put it out there a couple times. We have over, I think it wound up being like 77 bands. Like, what are we going to do with all of these bands? And you know, we review all the bands too. We, you know, it's not like we just get the inbox and we're like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for hitting us up about Swarmy Fest. No, it's not like that with us, man. We take the time out to listen to the music. In many cases, we take out the time to follow everything and do our research. We do a little homework on each band. You know, we don't spend all day band stalking, but we find out where bands are from. We find out what their newest music is, and we put a lot of effort into trying to figure out if they're going to be great fits for the fest. And then, because a lot of times we get submissions for bands that are, to some degree, maybe even overqualified, you know? Some bands that are just really good and deserve their own thing. And it's like, man, we'd love to just book a one-off show with you guys. You know, not every band that submits to Swarmy Fest is great for Swarmy Fest. They'd be killer for something else. But it's hard for me to convince people of that after they have their hearts set on playing Swarmy Fest. Plus, I know, you know, it's Club Jewel. It's Manchester. People want to play Jewel. It's Manchester. A lot of people want to play the big room. Even the small room at Jewel is rocking, you know? So a lot of people, when they sign up for Swarmy Fest, I know the big hope is to play the big room. And I know the big hope is to play with us at Swarmy Fest because, I mean, let's face it, we wouldn't be doing it 3 times if it wasn't fun. So I think people get the idea. I think people understand that Swarmy Fest is fun. People go to it. It's starting to be a routine thing. It's not huge, but it's active, you know. And we want to continue to try to add a little more value to it every year. So the thing about Swarmy Fest is this. Because we get bands from all over the country that submit to it. And number one is like, if you're staying for the whole festival, you know, it's not a traditional festival. It's more of a big show. Let's call it that. You know, if you, good morning, Tiger. How's it going, brother? It's more of a, you know, we call it a festival, but it's not really a festival. It's more like a big show. And it's not so much a sepsis show. It's more like a sepsis fan show. So it's more like the people that support our band and us trying to attempt to pack a house, and we want to draw a good crowd, and we also want to draw a good crowd. And if you are not a band that's drawing a big crowd, then we want to balance that out with bands that we've never got to play with before. So those are the two kinds of bands that we try to book for Swarmy Fest. So a lot of times we get people that are really good and sometimes even overqualified, and bands that we would just love to play with no matter what. Unfortunately, you can't stick them at an opening slot, or you can't put them on a small stage. Some of the bands that submit to us are so big, they should be having their own fest. They should be having their own thing, you know what I mean? So a lot of times we run into that. And we have 75 bands, and I need to go find some more venues and some more dates. I don't know how I could just not play with all these awesome bands. There's not a ton of time. Look at that's my list, man. So I got that list, then I got the list on my phone, Hey Ashley, what's up? Ashley's in the house. We got Ashley in the house. We got Hans in the house. We got Tiger in the house. So that's the Swarmy Fest dilemma. It is a really good... Look at Hans, 75 bands. Let's go. I love your attitude. Who's going to help me do the work? Hold on, I got to go get a lighter. Oh, wait, I found one. No, it's like this. You're saying, oh, wow. Happy birthday, Ashley. What the heck? How come you didn't go to band practice? Let's do some music. Happy birthday, Ash. There you go. Happy birthday. So yeah, you see Hans is in the chat, and he's like, oh yeah, man. 75 bands, let's go. Leave it up to guys like this to be like 75 bands, let's go. This is, obviously he has never, ever, ever done something like this. I'm one person. There's only 2 organizers, on Swarmy Fest. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of time to do that. Anybody that's booked a small show knows this. This isn't like a music industry thing. We're just a local band putting on a show. You know what I mean? I'm not a promoter. We're not booking agents or anything like that. We're just a band, and we're a band that's hosting a show. So it's not just like renting a room or something and then collecting tickets at the door. We also have to put on a show of our own. It's a long weekend. It's not just showing up and throwing the drums on the stage and hoping things work out. For real. Let's get into some news, because I want to do some music industry, technology, and social media news today. I'm kind of hoping... I was hoping Lexi was going to show up so I could smoke this fucking joint, because I've been waiting for her to smoke this fucking joint. I don't want to be rude and be like, yo, man, I just smoked the joint. You know what I mean? I can't stand smoking alone. What's the point of that? I'm sure some of y'all burn it up. But here's the thing. I got this. This is a little bit different stuff for today. People over 60 are revealing time-sucking habits that they wasted way too much time on in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. What do you guys think about that? Initial thoughts. I love stuff like this because most of my friends are in their 20s to 50s. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze and yawn at the same time. Just smoke it while you're doing the show. No, that's what I'm doing. Tiger, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for this kid. Hold on a second. I noticed Melissa's back to wearing her cool armband. She has these, like, I don't know if they're like athletic armbands or whatever they're called. Anyhow. Look what I got. So I'll forget the J. I'm just going to go with this. All right. As we age, it's natural to have a few regrets about the things we did when we were younger. So, to normalize this, they asked the BuzzFeed community, people over 60, share with us the things you wasted way too much time on in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. All right, here we go. I like this. Here we go. Here are things people over 60 wasted too much time doing in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Number 1. Building a social status and shopping for things. I say this all the time, you guys. So many people were trying to climb the social ladder in the towns that they live in, having the right friends, living in the right neighborhood, better cars, bigger houses, right? Acquiring all the stuff. Better clothes and video games and spending more time socializing than with family. But guess who catches you when you fall? Family and true friends, not the people who you met trying to climb up. They will leave you in the dust with all the things that really don't mean anything. How do you guys feel about that? All right. Here's another person. They're quoted in saying, I wasted way too much time trying to get ahead in my career. People coming out of college in the 70s didn't have a lot of job prospects. They were saying here the women didn't as well, particularly. We were fed the 50s and 60s mantra that if you worked hard, took on extra work, and stayed late, you were sure to go up the corporate ladder. That may have worked for the men, but definitely not for the women at that time. The lady here says that she worked in an all-male dominated field and had to go do twice the work of the men, 50, 60 hours a week. She was constantly reminded that there were plenty of men who would love her day job. That's kind of funny. Now you're mad at it. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Make sure if you're just tuning in to share the feed. I appreciate you guys. Number 3, trying so hard to be friends with people who had no time or interest in being friends with me or only wanted my friendship when it was convenient for them. Come on, we've all spent time making this mistake, right? We all can relate to that. Here's another one that another reader said. They were 62 years old and they live in Illinois. Here they say, I spent too much time people-pleasing, being a caregiver for my parents at a very young age left me struggling for good coping skills as I grew older. The insecurity made me way too concerned about what others thought. The best part of getting older is not giving a crap about what anybody thinks. I can see where he's coming from. I do. Here's another. This is from Suzanne, who's 63. When I was younger, she said, I wasted too much time worrying about whether a man liked me or not. My self-esteem was not very high, and I suspect I thought most men I liked were thinking about anything else besides me. Nowadays, I don't worry about whether a man likes me or not. If he likes me, he'll show it by wanting to be with me, she says. It's now all about whether she finds him interesting enough to be with him. There you go, guys. I mean, how many times have we had partners or people in our personal lives that just weren't safe fits, and we wound up just choosing who was in front of us because that's all we had, right? Same could be said for jobs and bands. And bands, people just join bands and go, well, how come you joined the band? And the real reason is because there isn't any others. That's a terrible reason to join a band. I've asked people that before. Are you just joining the band because there are no others? Are you just, I mean, let's face it, a lot of times people go to like Wendy's or an entry-level job. The employer will ask the series of generic questions and say stuff like, hey, you going to be here for a long time? Or what's your plans? Do you think about sticking around? And what does everybody say on day one? Of course. I want full-time hours. This is a dream come true. Me and Davey can now pay the rent. And everybody's so excited. Until complacency, where everybody starts feeling entitled. And they start fucking with your hours. Here's number 6. This is Sweet Ship 82. And they're an older person, and they say, quote, I was more competitive than being a team player. I understand more now about the collaborative power of a team. I should have shared knowledge and information with friends. That might have given me more friends as well-wishers in my college days. You see that? I'm always telling people, what have you done for other people, man? What type of value have you inserted? What type of value have you injected into other people's lives today, this morning, this week? I'm asking you at home. That was not a rhetorical question. This other guy says, and his name's Jim. He's from Canada. Jim is 70, and he says, I wasted too much time being angry with people that had betrayed me. I have since learned that what we give, we get back, and what we take, we pay for. In my seniors, Lexi's going to explode. And he says, in his seniors years, he's okay with that. He's 70 years old, guys. You see what he said? You see what these old people are saying, you guys? Are you reading this along with me, or are you just like somewhere else? You guys got to understand, this is probably the most important information that we could even share on this program. Fuck the music industry and rock and roll and sepsises and politics and all this other bullshit. Look, these guys are 66. These women are 70 years old, 80 years old, and they're telling us the future. Let's predict the future. This person's anonymous, 66, Illinois. They said, worrying what other people thought of me and thinking they were judging me. It took this person till they were 66 years old to figure this out. This is what old people and senior citizens and mature people on the planet have come to figure out over time, living their lives. They figured out that they were wasting their time doing these things. And they are here sharing this information with us. That means the smartest, experienced people in the world think that we should be listening to this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Here, 66 years old, listen to this person. They said they wasted time worrying about what other people thought of them. They wasted time thinking people were judging them. They wasted time trying to be the perfect wife, trying to be the mother, trying to be the employee, trying to be the daughter, trying to be the friend. And here she says, I should have relaxed and enjoyed life more than put these pressures onto myself. Please think about that for a second while I stretch my back. Think about that. That, man, I couldn't think of a heftier, more robust, wealthy piece of information to take with you today, my middle-aged compadres. That's why I be telling motherfuckers, don't start feeling bad for yourself. Wow, what do you think about that, man?
I agree. I think that's
Wow.
why my generation acts the way it does.
That's incredible. You know what? You might be onto something there. Hold on, guys. We're getting some apple juice.
Oh. Apple juice. Yumtown.
I love stuff like this, Lex.
This is the stuff we live for.
It really is. All right. All right. It's out of sight. That's all right. There's probably another cup in there if you wanted it, Lex.
That sounds good. Oh, you're drinking it fancy.
That's what I got, this fancy plastic cup. Oh, let's see what you guys have been talking about. Hey, yo, what's up, Ed? What's going on with my clapper? There you go. What does Will the Wise think? Uh-oh. That's scary. I'll answer that in a second. Let's read Ed first. I say to people all the time, Ed says, do you care about what they think? They'll answer no. Then I ask, why are you wasting your energy on them? Right. Ed, that's why I love you, man. Because you have that bold, admirable personality where you're able to focus on what's important to you, you know, and you have that vibe about you. You have that mind your own business vibe about you that I just really respect. That's why I see you have more free time and spare time in your life to enjoy the things that you do and to see the bands and to make the connections that you do. You take great pictures and memories and moments, and I could see you're too busy to care about the small shit. That's real. That's so real. No pineapple juice, Han says. What is up with you guys? You guys still remember me and this pineapple shit? Do you know that pineapple thing is true for all people? It's just tangy. It's just very tangy. And when I eat pineapple, it's very acidic and tangy. And I like it. It just like makes my face crinkle up, you know? Tiger would like to know. And this is cool because Lexi's never here. Lexi, how is life going? That's what the people would like to know.
My life is going good.
Her life is going good.
My life is going good, yeah.
Any other reports?
Very peaceful, happy.
Peaceful and happy.
Yeah.
I should make you guys sit with Lexi for a minute and fuck everybody up.
Falling in love with the drums.
Oh, here's Sean. Sean says, "This is very good advice. Why you getting? Oh, why you getting apple juice? Still on a lighter note, I just found out they have $7 pre-rolls. $7 pre-roll. Yum. What do you say? That's what Lexi says. Yum Town.
Yum Town.
Damn.
Yum City, yeah.
This is off topic. I really hope that we're ready to legalize marijuana in New Hampshire now. I really would recommend that they do that so people can stop going to prison for it. That would be an awesome endorsement now that I think about it. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. What's up with my clapper today?
Why isn't it?
Yo, come on. I
just do
smoked
like a
this
whole
joint.
5
Now I'm
minutes
all
of
fucked
you
up.
Clapping.
I'm trying to
Make
clap.
sure it works.
Well, they're all saying good stuff, and I'm trying to clap it. It's not. Oh, look at this. I'm jumping all over the place now. Diamond Edge Band says here, pineapple is good for singers.
What? Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
We'll have to tell a singer.
Melissa!
We'll tell her. We'll tell her. Melissa's not. She's in the Melissa metaverse. Look at who steps in the building.
Who stepped?
Rinsable, Commander Rinsable of the Immaculate Connection gaming community.
Whoa. Hey.
Wow. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.
I think that he should quit that job over there
Come over here.
and make English muffins and hamburgers. We need to upgrade his job here at Sepsis. We're not ready for it, but in time, we are going to need a real deal onboard chef. I know we've made it when we have our own chef, Lex. Yeah. We don't have to have a crazy menu either. We could have a menu like the prison. Like, every Saturday there's pancakes. Brandon's like, fuck yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got our back and our front. That sounded crazy. But you know what I meant. I love y'all. Thanks, guys, for being so chatty this morning. I appreciate it. Let's continue with what the smarter people than me say, okay? So this list, if you guys are just catching up right now, this list is quotes from people that are way smarter than me, and they're telling us what to do. And to answer your question, Sean, all I have is apple juice. I'm not a massive apple juice guy. I have to force juice into my life. I fucking hate juice. I don't like many beverages at all. And I think that's due because I was an alcoholic for years and years and years. And basically everything tastes weird without alcohol in it. That's why, if you ever notice why I never drink anything, here's the truth about me. You'll never see me drink anything because I don't like it. Because I feel like you should pour, you know what I mean? I feel like you should pour a half gallon into this shit. Like, I'll drink this apple juice with something else in it. No, I don't even crave booze, but I was an alcoholic for years and years and years. If you guys don't know about that, about me. And one day I just decided to stop. Yeah, fucking doctor was like, "What are you doing, man? That's dangerous." I was like, I just don't want to drink it anymore. He goes, "I don't think you should do that, I said, "Yeah, but that's not the type of person I am." I said, "When I want to do something, I just do it. I don't give a fuck." I did the same thing with cigarettes. I woke up one day. I was like, you know what? I bet you I'd be a much better screamer and singer if I just stopped smoking cigarettes. And I am. Not worlds better. But I feel a lot more confident on stage, especially with clean singing. So this list here, This list here that I'm reading is older folks that are in their, mid to later 60s and 70s, and basically they are going over moments in their life. Let's read here, okay? People over 60 revealing time-sucking habits that they wasted too much time on in their 30s, 40s, or 50s. Because guess who I'm talking to? Guess who I'm talking to? People in their 30s, in their 40s, and 50s. And guess who those people represent? My friends. I'm talking to you. Motherfuckers that I grew up with. People that I know. People in their 30s, people in their 40s, and people in their 50s that have become complacent. Many of you spend too much time on the internet, and a lot of you are either thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, or you're unhappy with what life is giving you. And I'm a lot like Ed. It's hard for me to find shit to complain about in my life because I'm not focused, on time-sucking habits depleting my life. And I tell you, I've done it before because, I've spent over 12 years behind bars and incarcerated in institutions, and I've sat most of my life by myself. So I know what it's like to be by yourself. I know what it's like to feel bad for yourself. I know what it's like to pick on yourself. I know what it's like to have self-esteem issues, because I was one of those people for sure. For sure. All my life I grew up with self-esteem issues so bad I didn't even know I had them. When your self-esteem is so shot, when you have to manufacture an ego so big you can't even recognize the self-esteem. You feel me? You're too busy worried about surviving. So, what the hell is this? I might have to refresh the page or something. That's ugly. What's going on here? All right. That's why I don't like doing that. So let's just go over it. People over 60 are revealing time-sucking habits that they wasted too much time on in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Did you notice that there's some ages missing here? The reason why people over 60 are revealing this is because people over 60 are also realizing that they have a fucking life. This isn't people that are like, oh man, I'm 60, I'm about to croak, all this bullshit. No. Some of my best times with my mother were in her 60s, my deepest, dopest, most authentic conversations. Most of my eye-level moments. I'm starting to tell my kids the same thing. I'm like, man, you guys got to get intelligent and look me in the eye. This is going to be some of our best times of our lives, some of our most conscious, competent times in our lives to acknowledge each other. Like, now's the time, right? This isn't some 60-year-old people who are ready to throw in the fucking towel. No. These are people who have gotten into their senior citizenship, and they are fully aware that they have options. And now they're trying to teach us, everybody, look, all we have to do right now is to ignore these people like we did before. Remember when we ignored everybody in their 50s and 40s? Remember when we were 20 and we ignored all of our older friends? Look, they got older. And now they're telling us again. Look at what they're saying. If you ever wanted to predict the future, this is how you do it with me right here on the program. All right, let's go. Where were we before in this one? Okay, cool. I regret spending so much time and working and not going on a big overseas trip at least once a year. Look at what this person is saying. And I'm not saying everyone's got to do this. I'm not saying you got to be 60 and be like, hey, I didn't realize I should have been on stage my whole life. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that everybody's story here is going to resonate with everyone. One can do it inexpensively, they go on, and the adventure and romance are something that we'll always remember. Like materialism, just buying shit isn't always good, right? Just countlessly buying shit isn't always the best thing. Materialism. Today, with the internet, it's so easy. When you get there, meet a few people and especially try to find native people who can help you out. And this reminds me of my brother. And you can even have a fling with them. What? What are they talking about here? People always say they will travel when they're older, but it's different. What do they mean you can have a fling with them? Okay, now when somebody says that you can have a fling with somebody, to me, I think that means... Can you guys put in the chat what you think that means? Hold on. This is Chris. We don't know if Chris is a man or a woman or what. It really doesn't matter. But this is a person in their 60s, and they're saying, what does that mean to somebody in their 60s? You can have a fling. What does that mean to you guys in the chat? What does that mean to you, Lex?
A fling sounds like a casual encounter.
A casual encounter, like a dinner date,
No.
a soiree,
Like
something naked.
Something naked.
Something naked?
Yeah. Like
That's what I thought.
dating and like friends with benefits.
Okay, all right. Because I was not.
Friends with benefits.
All
is a
right.
fling.
That's a fling.
That's what it is to me.
Fling.
That's a fling. Yeah.
You could fling it off.
Fling it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It flings out.
Yep.
It
You can
comes.
fling
It
it.
goes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just like quasars.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta read the chat now. What is a fling? Everybody in the chat, if you're watching this video, I don't care if it's 2 years from now, can you please write in the comments, what the fuck is a fling? And the thing is, it doesn't have to be what I think it is. I don't know if that person that wrote that, I don't know if the person that wrote that, that's what I'm saying, like, I'm in my 40s, so if you say fling to me, it means no underpants. Cheers. Just keeping it a bean. This is a grown-up program. This is not an adult. This is not a this is not an adult program. This is for senior citizens. No. This is definitely not a program for children. If you're a child, I'm gonna tell your fucking parents. I'm gonna fucking tell. Someone's gonna tell the truth.
And I'm gonna have to go.
And she's going to have to tell it. Shout out to Curtis. That's right. Shout out to all the DIYers. The DIY parents. All right, now look. I'm not 60 years old. I might feel differently. Language changes over the time, So, like, what's lit and what's ratchet now, wasn't crunk or bumping or fat or bitchin' or rad. You guys remember when things were rad? I like to use that word because that's from my time. I'd be like, yo, that's rad. Woo! That's rad. People don't say that no more. People still say that's dope,
Yeah.
They used to be like, that's stupid, that's fresh. People still say fresh. People say sweet. Oh, there's one for you. Facts. Everyone says facts now. F-A-X. Facts. I didn't hear facts until I went to County Farm. I must have been like 16 years old. The only place people didn't say facts until 2005. But facts, like that facts thing, That fax thing, I only know that fax thing from the old time guys in the old jail, in the old prison. Yo, fax. Yo, fax. Everybody, yo, fax. Yo, let me get that. You know, everybody do that. Yo, let me find out. Let me find out. Yo, let me get the yo fax. That's a prison thing. I don't know where you guys got that out here. Why do kids do that? Where the fuck did you guys get that? The only place I saw, the only place that was, seriously. For real. Yo, Malcolm, what up? I'm an older guy, man. You gotta understand. I like when I started doing time in adult jails and prisons. You could still fucking smoke and have silverware. You dig what I'm saying? When I started doing time, I was a child. They still had cigarettes when I started doing time. You could still smoke in the prison when I started doing time. So the first time everybody says facts now and all of that, but the first time I ever heard facts, that was a term in the old jail, in the old block. Yo, facts. It's like the kids heard it on, like the internet came out and like really brought that out. But just to let you guys know that facts, that comes from prison. You guys probably don't know that. Just same thing with that hanging your pants off your ass shit. I'll explain that another time. But you know what I'm talking about. That stuff all comes from jail. Yeah. I think it's like the internet, you know, because everything's fake news and facts and fictions and that, you know what I mean? It catches on quick and the kids be like, yo, facts, yo. Like just saying it. You know, just saying the word fact does not make it a fact, you guys. The reason why guys in prison go fact is because they grew up in court. When you deal with the law, and when you're dealing with the law, and the probation officer and the DA and the state troopers and the U.S. Marshal, they go by the facts. When you get your ass beat in the joint for having some fucked up paperwork, they go by the facts. So that's why prison culture, they go, yo, facts. Because when you say facts in an institution, when you say facts in a courtroom, it means something. But out here, people just say it like, they heard it on MTV or something. It's fucking strange. Brandon, you know that, right? Brandon's allowed to say that. So, if you kids out there, if you say something is indeed a fact, please go do your homework. That way you don't have to put your foot in your mouth. Because as you say fact, and everything's facts. You're always co-signing. You're always doing that. Then you become complacent. Then you're going to be what? The guy that's co-signing everybody all the time, or you're the guy that needs to be co-signed. Just be yourself. That way you don't need to scream that it's a fact. Just be a fact. Just be it. You don't have to say it. And real motherfucking strong men don't need people around them. Yeah, man, you tell them. Yeah, facts. Well, nobody needs that. We got each other's back. We know that. Hanging the pants off the ass. Yo, Tiger said it. I didn't have to say it. A lot of people don't know that, though, you know? That's some old people shit. I'm an old motherfucker, so the kids, I don't know. I'm just trying to teach the kids what it is. I'm the old guy with the grays, pumping my fist at the clouds. That's why that's why I'm reading this. I'm looking now. Here's my elders. These people that wrote this in front of us, these are people that are older to me. I need to respect these motherfuckers. So I'm not trying to be a brat. I'm trying to take the advice. How many more of these we got? We got a couple more of these motherfuckers. Look, we're going to go through the whole thing. You heard?
Whole thing.
You want to know why? Because we need to listen to our older people. Look, this is serious. Let's get into it. All right, number 10. This is from Fierce Moon 84. Think about that. This motherfucker's probably 84. If you leave, you ain't gonna live to 84 because you ain't listening to these motherfuckers. Do you guys want to live? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to live. Put a 2 in the chat. Just put a 1 in the chat. Okay? Stop fucking playing games. You want to live or you wouldn't be on this program. Everybody that watches me wants to be alive because you want to meet me and hang out with me. You want to meet me and go to the barbecue and hang out and listen to heavy metal. So I know you want to be around. Don't lie. All right. So they said, don't waste your time being angry over something you can't control. Don't waste time on gossip and negativity. Don't waste time blaming others or your childhood on present bad decisions, behavior, or situations. Yeah. Just don't. This is Fierce Moon. He's 84, and he said, fucking don't do it. What the fuck? You don't need anything more. There are no smarter people, you know? Like when you read, even in history, they're old. You say, oh man, let's look back. Let's look at the walls. Let's look at the papyruses. Let's look at the inscriptions. Everybody put ones. Tiger, come on. I knew you were going to do that. I know there's going to be somebody in here to put a 2. You didn't even hear what 2 was. You hear that? Tiger, I said put a 1 in the chat if you want to live. And then I said put a 2 in the chat if, and I said no, just put 1 in the chat, and then you wanted to put a 2 in the chat. So do you want me to tell you what 2 was? So put 1 in the chat was if you wanted to live. And put 2 in the chat was if you wanted to live and have a very high quality life. So you just put 2. So congratulations, Tiger. Tiger wants to live and he wants a high quality life, and that's why he's here with me. Learning this bullshit. He says, hang, yeah. Yeah, he said, yeah, facts. Oh, let Lexi read some. Oh well, she can't. This isn't her program. She reads it on Wednesday.
Tune in Wednesday.
I mean, if she came on now, then that would mean she would have nothing for Wednesday.
Yeah. I need something for Wednesday.
So we split the program up. So Honeycomb Hideout used to be hosted by me. But I don't host it anymore. Now Lexi hosts it. I don't do it. So now, but that gives people all the more reason to go and hang out with Lexi on Wednesday, where I will be, a little bit more quiet. She has a lot to say. She needs her own program. That's why mine's in the morning, and hers is then. Someday I might switch out and scare you guys and bring somebody else on. We were thinking about bringing the other band members on pretty soon on the Honeycomb Hideout to come and talk about some of the. It'd be cool to bring them on and have them talk about some of the topics that we've visited in the past. Like, hear Allison's take, to hear Rob's take, to hear. I almost said Zach. That's funny. I'm like, but we do hear his take every Wednesday. So yeah, that's why. So. Sunday is Melissa's show, Swarm TV. That's at 7 p.m. And that show is her and Lexi doing like band-related news. That's the official band news. And then there is the Wednesday show, the Honeycomb Hideout. That is like our podcast with Zach. Lexi's now hosting, myself, and Lexi picks those topics now. I mean, we get a bunch of them a week, and you guys can also send her topics too if you guys have stuff you want her to cover or conversate about. But yeah, and then there's this program, and the reason why it's called William vs. the World is because there may be topics like this here that aren't directly music related. Sometimes they might be more long form conversation, because this is more of a live stream format where I can stop the whole conversation and just talk to you guys. We can't do that really on the Honeycomb Hideout. Oh, I appreciate that, Tiger. Thank you so much, man. But don't let me stop you. I really encourage you to. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my clapper button. What I want to do is encourage people to go and hang out with Lexi on Wednesday. And I don't feel bad, you guys. Like, trust me. The girls are smart, and let's face it, they're more pleasant and better looking than me. So please, go watch their program on Sunday and Wednesday. Don't feel bad that I'm not pretty and charming. This program is for less charming people like me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with y'all. But quite seriously though, this is just a harder program. And let's face it, I have a bold and outspoken personality, and the Honeycomb Hideout was just not a place for long form rant style live streams. Right here, people can challenge me. People can say, no, that's not true. That's not true, Will. They can, we can look up things together. People can ask me questions here. We can cross-examine and measure things together. We all have our phones. We can look things up. That's why I really like doing this format. All right, let me stop, because we'll never get to the end, as you know. My biggest, worst gift and curse is that I'm never going to shut the fuck up. So you guys already know I'm either going to be under or overtime. When we grab articles, we don't know how long sometimes we might spend on a certain thing. This is inspiring. What can I say? Number 11. I like to read their ages. I know this person is not 93, so maybe they are, though. Let me stop. They go on to say, these are older folks and seniors, everybody, that are addressing people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And these people are in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and they're reminding us how to not waste our time. I have been talking a lot to the younger people in my life, the teenagers, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, and I've been trying to get them to understand that they don't have to waste their time. And here are senior citizens that are very ambitious and trying to remind us all in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. Because I know there's a lot of people in their 30s and 40s and 50s who will claim and say, oh my God, my life is over. I can't do anything new. I can't chase my dreams. That's the point of me reading this, so you can see what older people are saying. If you feel bad for yourself in your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s, or you're wasting your time, here are older people to remind you not to do that. I'm just making it clear. I know that's like obvious. I just really want to drive that home. There is so much focus on physical perfection and beauty aimed at young women. As an older woman, when she looks at old photos of herself and her friends, she realizes how much time they all spent worrying about perceived imperfections and not appreciating, how beautiful they all were. I had to change a little bit of that so it was understanding. She says, now that I'm older, I wish I hadn't wasted so much time feeding trivial insecurities and just enjoyed the privilege of being young and beautiful. I also realize that beauty is so much more than just physical attributes. Now, I know a lot of y'all out there are going to say, okay, yeah, that's just fucking cliche. But these people are older and smarter than you. And how do I know? Because they've lived longer than you. They survived, motherfucker. You ain't paid your rent yet until you were 60. You ain't gone up and down the street yet and made it to 73. So I'm not listening to none of y'all. These are our older people in our lives that are passing this message down to us so we can predict the future about our own. You feel me? I just turned 73. This is Sassy Wolf. this Sassy Wolf? I don't know who this is. Let me just read it. Sassy Wolf says, I just turned 73. In my 30s, I spent way too much time cleaning. I used to take a week vacation from work just to spring clean the house. I mean, yeah, I mean, we can overthink things, and I mean, if it's not worth you doing, shit. That was a different one. I mean, maybe she was like an excessive cleaner, like maybe she was like an aggressive, crazy cleaner or something. I think the most I've ever cleaned in my life is I used to live in this group home as a kid, and they used to have these things called GIs. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. They would rip all the fucking kids out of the house, and we would all go out. They'd get us. I mean, I don't know what kind of fucking insanity, who came up with this shit. But, I mean, I don't know. We were only fucking 11, 12, or whatever the fuck we were. I remember the place was a criminal organization. We could smoke cigarettes there. Kids were getting beaten up. It was fucking crazy. But I grew up in these fucking places. And, yeah, I just recall, like, having to go out and, like, wash the floor with fucking toothbrushes and shit. They would get you up at, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'd have to fucking get on ladders and scrub the ceiling, and it was fucking crazy, the shit that they had us doing. And they would surprise you with it. I mean, it was like some sort of a, like, it felt like a punishment. It was like, what the fuck is going on? There was no reward. It was just like that, we had to do it, or you got fucking beat up, you know what I mean? It was fucking crazy. Steve says, nah, she meant that she was sick and tired of looking at the clutter and just needed a fresh redo on the place. Yeah, but here she says in her quote, she says, let me bring it back. In the quote, she said, I just turned 73. She says here, in my 30s, I spent way too much time cleaning. She says here, I used to take a week's vacation from work just to spring clean the house. I mean, no judgment from me. I don't think that's a terrible tradition. I mean, I guess if she did that every month, but you can't take a week off of work every month, you know. Okay, number 13. Let's try to see if they say their age. Nope, this is just Winston. This is Winston. Is this their real fucking picture, man? What the fuck is this, man? Do I want to look at this? No, I don't. Let me stop. Oh my God, what the fuck are they doing to me? Okay, never mind. So, cool. Winston says, accumulating stuff. We recently moved and ended up getting rid of about 1/3 of our precious crap. We needed to downsize, so that drove most of the cluttering, but we began getting rid of things a few years before the move. It was really humbling and somewhat embarrassing to see how much useless stuff we had. I'm with you there, Winston. We do it every year still. That's why I was like, I mean, we don't take a fucking week off to do it, but we still do that shit. I'm keeping it real. We do every year. Every year, me and my girl, we get big ass fucking trash bags, and we fill about 4 or 5 of those motherfuckers every year. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every year we do it. Steve says, I'm 51 and still do my cleaning and good routine to keep a good place clean. Yeah, no, I figured it. I feel that. Keeps you feeling good, too. Keeps you feeling good. I feel like 51 is pretty young. So you should be moving around. And at 51, most of my friends are in bands. Most of my friends in their 50s are all in bands. So I know. So these are people here in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. addressing people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Here's a 30-year-old here. I just found a 30-year-old here. So did you know that I'm doing my whole live stream today is people that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s addressing people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, how to not waste their time pretending that they're older or that their life, or that the grass is greener on the other side. Older people that have gone their whole lives and realized, holy shit, I wasted my time in my 30s and 40s and 50s thinking that I was an old motherfucker and feeling bad for myself. And this is, like 20 different examples of people that are in their 70s or 80s that are talking to people all our age, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and telling us to all stop being pussies. People should read this shit. What do we talk about? All of us in our 30s and 40s and 50s, when we complain, we always go, these kids never listen to anything, and the teenagers, they're so uncooperative, and nobody ever listens to us, and these kids these days, if they were more like us. But the truth is like when the seniors and mature people that are in their 60s and 70s and 80s and are fucking more than qualified to teach us, we don't ever listen. So come on, yo, 30s, 40s, 50s, let's get with it. This is our 60s, this is our 70s, and our 80s, our homies telling us, look, stop playing games. Y'all got y'all whole life ahead of you. Here, this one person says, I'm closing in on 70, and the most valuable advice I can share is to pace yourself. You don't oh, you son of a bitch. They got me with this ad shit. Hold on. We can't have that, y'all. Oh my God. I can't believe that just happened. Okay, there's only a couple left anyway. Thank goodness. Let's go over it again. All right. This reader says, I'm closing in on 70, and the most valuable advice I can share is to pace yourself. You don't have to hit societal milestones. Life is not linear. Trust your journey. That is awesome. That is awesome. And you can go on here. This is BuzzFeed, but you can go on here if you're over 60. Please share with us, and please share with us the thing you wish you didn't waste a lot of time on in the comments below. What do you guys think of that? Did y'all enjoy that? That's my Monday morning move for y'all, man. That's my Monday morning move for y'all. I hope y'all liked it, and I hope it inspired y'all to do something awesome with your young life today. Let's leave it with Steve. Steve said, yep, that is a fact, because people who are young have no real clue about what the older heads are speaking on. Mind you, I'm old school, but I'm between observing the life on all sides. Man, I can't think of a more balanced diet for the day. Thank you to Steve, and thank you to all my friends and brothers in the chat. I'll be back tomorrow around 10:30 for some more music industry, technology, and emerging social media stories. See you guys later. Have a great week, everybody.